Hello YouTube, Millennium X17 here. We're going to have an Xbox Reveal Impressions Part 2? No, you know what? It's going to be a Millennium Soapbox because here's the thing. I watched the Xbox Reveal event, I immediately sat down and recorded my thoughts, and those were my thoughts. And I pretty much turned off most every other of my electronic devices, and I had another project to be doing that day, to which I continued to do for the next, I think it was like 14 straight hours. And I'd say come around about 2 a.m. this morning, I was so tired that I was seeing 3 of everything, you know, that point in time. Well, I came down in here and laid down, and the last thing I remember was I shouldn't lay down, and I fell asleep. So yeah, I'm feeling a little better right now. So the Xbox event last night, interesting thing nonetheless. I said it was strong, and I meant it. It wasn't great. It wasn't a slam dunk. It wasn't a home run by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't weak though, and by far it wasn't terrible. But all of a sudden, I wake up and I check the internet today to find people are losing their shit, saying that they're absolutely, it was absolutely terrible. To which, how? How can you consider that terrible? It can't be considered an amazing success, but to sit there and say that that was terrible is harsh. I said it was strong and I meant it. And that's why I record my thoughts videos the moment I finish watching it and sit down, because, you know, that's the way that I was presented the information. So I don't know how this could be considered as bad. Okay, let's be honest. The conference itself was shorter and more concise than Sony's. Okay, people forget how long, that was a 2-hour conference, and they had a lot of shit in the middle and towards the beginning of it. And they ended very strong, very, very strong. But you missed that first, I think it was a solid like 45 minutes of nothing but technical specifications and how every developer loves us now and this, that, and the other thing. And people lose that, and then they just remember the parts they'd like to remember. This was shorter, more concise. They went through pretty much the same talking points. They showed about as much as Sony did, but they did it shorter and more concise, and that was a stronger overall press conference. Well, let's be honest. It wasn't all entirely for the gamers. This is a good thing, though. Everyone's freaking out and pissing and moaning, and they didn't really show that many games and this and that and yada yada. Listen. Okay, they had their own press conference to reveal the console. The console's been revealed. The tech specs are out there. They got all the sports and other stuff out of the way. They got all the entertainment stuff out of the way. The TV stuff, the NFL partnerships, a couple other sports things. Probably I would imagine they'll have a few at E3. This opens up E3 so that they can open up their press conference at, I think it's 12:30 or 1 o'clock Eastern here. I forget when it is, June 10th. June 10th is the day. And they got all that out of the way 3 weeks beforehand. Now they can just go and focus on the gamers at the show where all the gamers are watching. That is the big event of the year for gamers. So they got all the riffraff that people always complain about out ahead of time, so that way, come E3, they can talk about. And here's the thing, since I think the end of last year, I've been pointing to E3. This is when it's going to happen. And as it stands right now, that's the way it looks. I've heard rumors that there's a rumor out there that, what was it, Don Matrick, I think it was, said that, we don't want to show that many games at E3 too. That would baffle the shit out of me. Okay, you've got 15 exclusives coming out of the next year. There's no reason why you can't show a minimum of 6 of those and have probably 4 of them be new IPs. Maybe that's just, wishful thinking on my part. But nonetheless, I got up and I talked to Dark God and Kaz, and they were down on it as well. And I'm like, I don't know. And then they're not alone. It's like the vast majority of the internet is shitting all over Microsoft now. And it's really baffling to me, because while I'll admit it's not the greatest conference of all time, it's far from utter shit. And I think maybe maybe people ought to ease up a bit